My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Aquarius. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing your general love reading, your 5-card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these 12 red roses as a token of my love and appreciation for your love, support, and devotion towards my channel. And thank you so much for joining me today as well. So, this 5-card love reading includes how the first card represents you, the second, the other person, the third, the relationship, fourth, the past, and fifth, the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you and then a Favole and one card from the Tarot Interdit Vampiria. But let's get started with card number 1, which is for you, and you get Page of Pentacles. Okay, you know what I'm kind of seeing here? On one note, I see that you're the one who's going to be on the cusp of proposing and offering, some kind of I see that you're about to propose something. Because you see this vampire with this briefcase and it's open and it's pretty much just saying, well, are you going to accept it, yes or no? I mean, it could also be a love offering, that you want to engage with somebody. Engagement offering or wedding offering and stuff like that, or maybe even a divorce and breakup offering as well. Because if you look at the expression of this vampire, it's there's just this seriousness about it. There's something a bit dark and ominous about this offering. But of course, vampires are considered dark and ominous on so many levels, right? But here it's just kind of also like this person is also kind of waiting a little bit on the impatient side for you, just thinking, come on, what are you going to do? Are you going to accept this offering, yes or no? So the thing is, it's like sometimes patience is key to anything because, with any kind of offering, it's like you can't speed up any offerings unless there's definitely a sense of certainty about which direction it's going to be able, leading towards and stuff like that. I mean, hopefully it is a beautiful positive outcome or even a silver lining positive outcome for that matter. But here it just shows that you're about to propose something, but we're going to have to find out who the other person is or what's going on there. Because the other person, 5 of Cups. Now let's look at the single Aquariuses for a moment, because you could have, proposed something and then, you pretty much got rejected and refused, and it put you in a sense of disappointment. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with any kind of leaps of faith for that moment. Like even how the Fool is one of your cards of being, this risk taking, individual. Because, when you're about to do something that's not guaranteed, yeah, this sad thing is it's not guaranteed. You could end up in a very beautiful positive outcome where, you propose and the other person's like, oh, yes, I'll marry you. And then on the next side, it could be, will you marry me? And the other person says, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. And then it puts you in a sense of, oh, my goodness, I just, wasted money on this piece of, jewelry that now I don't know what to do with it and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's on one angle, but on the other angle, it could also be, it's like that, this person, you want to break up and this person feels incredibly disappointed as well. And maybe that's what's putting this person in a sense of thinking, well, I can't believe, Aquarius is breaking up with me. What is going on? And how can I, try to, mend this relationship as well? Because the relationship, yes, 5 of Wands, conflict and competition. And maybe that's why the other person just doesn't understand it. Because the thing is, it's like, unless there was open communication and stuff like that, but if you were to break up or divorce from this one person because if there's too many conflicts and stuff like that, yes, I can understand 100% your prerogative. You should never feel like you're ever stuck in a situation of thinking, no, we need to be together or we're going to have to end up together, and otherwise it's going to be one big negative event in the future, right? But, well, you could also be just heading off towards this offering, or you are actually, heading off, and you could also be facing competition with other people. Maybe that's what's putting you in a sense of disappointment of thinking, well, I like this person, or I find this person attractive, and other people also find the same man or woman attractive as well. And maybe that's kind of putting you in a sense of thinking, well, yeah, why does this have to happen to me? Because in the past, you got the 4 of Swords. You needed to have rest and relaxation, or you needed to recover from something. Because the thing is, it's like with any kind of conflicts or competition for that matter, well, rest and recovery is part of healing, but it's also important for your personal health and with your mental well-being, your physical well-being in any way, because it's about recovering and healing on so many levels. So let's say that, you pretty much, had to think over this offering and stuff like that, or maybe you've got hit with a disappointment even in the past, stuff like that, and then, you pretty much had to rest up and recover from it because, you realized that it was just one big, problematic offering or something, or maybe there was just too many competitiveness, or maybe you just pretty much just thought, I don't know if I can, if I want to proceed or continue on with this relationship, because the thing about the Page of Pentacles is it's also about going out on a journey as well. And whether it's a Page of Swords, Page of Cups, or Page of Wands for that matter, it's pretty much like there's a sense of movement and stuff like that, and it's like how you're the one that's taking initiative, and you're the one that's actually on the hunt and stuff like that. But you could potentially, face some kind of disappointment, at least from today's reading. Because, though, in the future you get King of Cups, sense of clarity. There's probably going to be like maybe a diplomatic offering, maybe with a couple of agreements and stipulations for that matter. But there's definitely going to be something that's going to be presented to you in the future, or maybe you're actually going to will rest up and be fully recovered and stuff like that to actually go back out on for more upcoming offerings as well. And maybe you're because the thing is, with any kind of offerings, you could be the one to propose and offer something, or maybe in the future, there's definitely going to be an offering heading towards you as well. Wow. Because, and here's what Oracle wants to say, and that's why I want to go back to the Five of Wands for a sec. The monster within. Internal struggle, personal challenges, and wanting to improve. Now, let's say that you're in a single position, and you've just been nothing but rejected, and you have refused, and it just puts you in a sense of disappointment, nonstop and stuff like that. No matter how many men or women that you've approached in your life and stuff like that, you've been nothing but rejected, refused, ignored, and stuff like that. But here's the antidote that I also want to actually present to you. Personal challenges and wanting to improve. And now here's my antidote. Should you have been rejected, refused, ignored, or just pretty much just say, nope, you're just not good enough for you, improve yourself. Do a lot of self-improvement and self-development and rebuild yourself. Create this new Aquarius, whoever you are and stuff like that. Because here's the thing. A lot of humans, they tend to be kind of too one-sided, where they're only focused on looks, wealth, status, or whoever they are. Even on the inside and stuff like that. But there's always more to, any person and stuff like that. There's not always going to be the perfect individual. It's not like that one robot movie, where, humans, they create the perfect world, the perfect life and stuff like that. There's no such thing as perfection. And otherwise, you might end up feeling also kind of like, disillusioned with everything and thinking, well, this is just all just pure fake, right? No. The thing is if you want to do a lot of self-healing, self-recovery, and self-improvement, just maybe even, we'll pick up a violin or something like this, vampirus, or any kind of music instrument, and maybe try to actually, enter into this new Aquarius individual, whoever you want to eventually become and stuff like that. And then you might end up having, other offerings coming or heading towards you from the King of Cups. You could end up with maybe Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio individual, but you could also have water placements in your star chart as well. But the thing is, and then when the person who rejected and ignored you and said, like, oh no, Aquarius, you're just not good enough. Let's say that you have this beautiful makeover, you pretty much are incredibly talented, incredibly intelligent, you have this really good high-paying job, like this vampire here. And should the person ever come back to you, ignore them, reject them, refuse them. And if you're like, oh my goodness, how could you even put me in a position like that? I'm just so disappointed in this. Why did you do that to me? Just say, well, we could have actually grown into this wonderful, beautiful, love nest together, but instead you were only looking at me just for who I was, and you didn't even give me a chance to improve or develop myself in other ways. So you know what? I'm just not going to accept any kind of offerings from you in the future. And maybe this person is going to come back to you in the future, or whoever it may be, and stuff like that. Or it could be somebody else. But anyway, I would definitely, just always think about yourself first before you actually allow other people to judge who you are, and do a lot of self-healing, self-recovering, and self-development. Okay, because in the future, you get Hierophant. So Hierophant is about a commitments kind of card. And it's pretty much that you're pretty much going to be doting upon yourself. You pretty much feel incredibly, motivated on actually, maybe you're doing a lot of self-healing, self-development, self-improvement for yourself. So you could be highly committed towards yourself. You could be highly devoted towards yourself. But you could also end up in a very beautiful marriage, position, because you did a lot of self-love, self-care, self-healing, self-nurturing, you've, will probably suffered from some internal struggles, but you worked on those and stuff like that. You've actually, gone through some personal challenges, but you worked on those and you're improving on so many levels. And then that's where, a marriage material will show up for you with a potential upcoming offering. Wow. Okay, so the Tarot Interdit Vampire wants to finish off with Le Roue des Possibles. Oh my goodness, you get the Wheel of Fortune! I'm sorry. You get the Wheel of Fortune. So, the Wheel of Fortune, practically, there's luck and fortune going to be on your side in the future. It could be from maybe an Aquarius. Maybe that's who the Scorpio is going to be because that's what the King of Cups is. Maybe a Leo or a Taurus from the Hierophant. But whoever it's going to be, you do get the Wheel of Fortune in your future. I'm so happy and blessed to be giving you this reading because at first it looked like, oh goodness, it was all just doom and gloom a little bit, but eventually the sun started shining out in your favor and everything is just going to be working out for you because you get the Wheel of Fortune and luck. Wow. Okay, well, my Aquariuses, I'm going to have to leave it at this for the love reading for today. I should probably be feeding. But other than that, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I love you guys incredibly. If this reading resonated for Aquarius out in the world, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you all so very much for joining me. I love you guys incredibly. In a few days, I'm going back to general reading, so for now, I'm just doing love in general. If you're interested in a personal reading, please feel free to let me know in the comments section below that you want a personal reading, and always feel free to browse through the different types of love readings on my project page, web link for different types of readings. But other than that, I want to wish you all the best of luck on where this journey may take you. It looks incredibly beautiful and promising. I'm so happy and blessed to be giving you this reading. But other than that, I love you guys. Thank you again so much for joining me today.